It was a weekend to myself and the wife went away Friday afternoon and wouldn't return until Monday. I can get my things out and be Rachel. I don't have many things but mostly the essentials. I use my wife's extra makeup when she's away. She has so much that she doesn't even know how much. I make sure I press my skirts, blouses and dresses as soon as I unpack them and make sure my panties and bras don't have any musty basement odors. I'm very particular about keeping clean, especially when I'm Rachel. It was late Friday afternoon and I figured I'd wait for a few hours until the girls got to the cabin. My wife called and told me they made it there safe and sound. That gave me the green light to get dressed. The dog was acting up, so I took him out before doing anything. It was getting dark, so I got a little brazen and put on some pink lipstick. I love how creamy and juicy my lips feel with lipstick and just had to get in the mood. I let the dog out and walked around the backyard with him. As I figured, nothing happened and we came in. Of course he pooped. I mean, get caught with lipstick on, silly. He was all set for the night, so I decided to just put on a simple bra and panty set in pink, of course, and a pink lounge cami, a hoodie with a matching pair of lace waist lounge pants. I love Victoria's Secret, don't you? Even their lounge stuff is so femme and girly and so comfy too. Tonight I would just lay around and watch a movie or something. Of course I put on a wig and more lipstick. I still had to feel girly. I went to bed in another VS item. It was a beautiful ribbon trim nightie in baby blue. I didn't wear any panties as I slid in the covers and fell asleep. I woke up and took a shower, making sure I was super clean. I would shave later so my face was really smooth. My wife has all sorts of creams and lotions and sprays in her side of the bathroom. I used her lotion on my arms and legs and chest, a moisturizing cream on my face and neck and eye cream, and also a lip wrinkle cream from a tube. I guess it's to stop lip lines when you get old. No makeup until later except for some plumper and then light pink lipstick. I have to wear lipstick at least. I put on one of my push-up bras, an off-the-shoulder burnout tee, and a pair of her designer jeans. I put some forms in the cups so I could feel all girly today. I wasn't going anywhere, so it was pretty safe. I chose one of my curly red wigs just for fun. Just some knee-high nylons and a pair of the wife's gold flats I can fit into, and I was ready to lounge around and wait for this evening. I could change out of this in less than a minute if I had to answer the door or if anyone visited unexpectedly, which has happened before. I couldn't put on any perfume during the day or I would give it away. Damn. As I thought it would, the day just passed by while I enjoyed feeling feminine yet comfortable watching cooking shows and movies on the women's channel. No visitors or interruptions. Much ado about nothing, I guess. My wife called to check on the dog around dinner time and told me they were having fun. I told her I was going to the casino tonight so I wouldn't be home until late. She told me to make sure I didn't drink too much or get in any accidents. I know not to drink and drive, and I have never had an accident in my life. At least she cares for me. We end our conversation and it's time for Rachel to come alive. It's time to shower and shave. The shower feels wonderful while I use the pink razor to clean up my legs and hairy crotch. I've trimmed it back a lot over the past year and my wife hasn't really noticed. My legs are pretty much hairless except for the top of my thighs. There, nice and hairless again. I take my time making sure I don't nick myself. There, a perfect shave and my face is smooth without any beard stubble to ruin an intimate moment if I got lucky. I used her moisturizing cream I got her for Christmas. Boy, is this stuff ever expensive, so I may as well use it myself. It really does enhance the softness and feels very silky after it dries. I use another generic cream on my arms and legs and torso to feel soft all over and use her secret deodorant with a white linen scent. Every little step helps me get into my feminine persona. Even using female deodorant. It's time to fully unpack my things and become Rachel. I lay out my bras and panties and nylons. Oh, what to wear? I have basic black, nude, suntan and white pantyhose and suntan and white thigh highs. Pink and white are the only colored bras and panties I own. The gaff was next to tuck my bits away and give me a feminine look. I felt like having fun, so I slipped on some satin versus panties and a white satin miracle bra. I love how the miracle bra pushes my natural cleavage up and in, and with my forms, I have a great chest. Honestly, there is a deep V that tickles me every time I look in the mirror. My chest has always been flabby even though I'm in pretty good shape. It must be heredity. I'm 6 inch and weight 183 pounds. My wife is 5 feet 10 inches and 165 pounds. To protect the innocent, the first won't share our names. We're pretty close to the same size, and I love raiding her closet when she's gone. Tonight I'm wearing my own things though. I don't want to get her things all smelly with cigarette smoke. My shoe size is larger, so I had to invest in my own ankle boots, peep-toe heels, strappy high-heeled sandals, regular 3-inch pumps, and a pair of leopard print 4-inch stilettos I found on sale after Christmas. I told the girl they were for my wife, but I don't think she believed me. I slid some thigh-high, white stockings up my legs. I don't want to feel bound in tonight in case something fun happens, if you know what I mean. Thigh highs give easy access, and I don't have to struggle with pantyhose and long nails if I have to pee. I chose my favorite knee-length pink chiffon skirt and silky, low cut-off white blouse. I love the soft material and feel like a real girl swishing around with the skirt flittering in the air. I slip on my 3-inch white baby doll heels and then sat in front of my wife's vanity ready to apply makeup. I make sure to put a towel over my chest and one on my lap so I don't mess up my pretty clothes. I look at myself in the mirror and begin to apply my own stick foundation and concealer. It does a great job covering any beard shade or line and gives me a very even complexion. I make sure my eyebrows are thin and pull a few rogue hairs. I just had a haircut this week, and our stylist makes sure to cut my eyebrows every time really close. Perfect timing, I'd say, for my night on the town. I use a black eyebrow pencil and make sure I arch the brow and thin it out just like I've seen her do many times. There. Perfect. The next 15 minutes I spent doing my eyes. Black liner under and over my eyes, purple, pink cream eyeshadow blend in just right, making my brown eyes really stand out. I apply some under eyeshadow to brighten my eyes and even some brown shadow along each side of my nose to thin it out. I saw that technique on a TV show one day. It does really work, and from the front, my nose is much thinner and more feminine. I brush some dark blush under my cheeks, then light blush right on the top of my cheek to give the illusion of high cheekbones. Tonight I'm going to wear some creamy pink lipstick. I may as well stay with pink tonight. First, a dark pink lip liner, the lipstick, and some gloss to make them shine. Wow. I love how I can transform myself from a basic guy into a hot chick with just some makeup. I choose my layered blonde wig tonight. It's a pain to keep flipping the hair from my face, but it also seems to attract guys as I act very girly, flipping my hair back. I'm getting tickles just thinking about it. I stand and look in the mirror. Wow, I feel beautiful, and look it too. My breasts are spectacular and I'm showing oh so much cleavage, my hair looks great, my makeup is perfect, and I am just a jewel ready to be taken. My wife's jewelry box is a treasure trove of sexy things, and I choose a pair of dainty clip-ons she has had for years, a nice simple gold necklace, a matching bracelet on one arm, and a petite girl's wrist watch on the other. I just feel like I should know the time. Right? She has some blingy rings with elastic bands, and I just have to put a few on. There. All set. To get in the mood, I have a strong gin and tonic. I need to be really relaxed tonight. It's almost bewitching hour. I've been primping now for almost 3 hours and have had a ball. An hour to get in the mood, and then it's off to the bar. TV sucks tonight, so I put on some soft music and let myself drift away to the beautiful sounds, swaying to the music and wondering if I will have the chance to dance with someone special tonight. It's about time to leave, and I get my purse, put my license, a credit card, and some money in a cute pink wallet and put it in my purse. Oh, I also put in my lipstick for touch-ups, a condom, you never know, mascara, and a hose key in case I lose my keys. I have to plan for anything that may happen. It's late enough that the neighbors are either in bed or watching TV. No one will look out to see me get in my car and drive away. I let the dog out one more time and he seems confused looking up at me. I am now a girl. Dog's in, lights are off, and I'm ready to leave. It's still cold outside in February, so I put on one of my wife's leather coats with a fur collar. I need to be warm to the bar and back. I'll keep it in the car while I'm in the bar so I don't forget it. I turn off the outside lights, push the button and open the garage door, and I'm ready to leave. I shut the door and walk very carefully to my vehicle. I drive an Explorer and feel very safe on the highway. The doors are open and I quickly slip into the driver's side, smoothing my skirt underneath me. I'm freezing now as I start the car. I love driving in heels and get goosebumps as I imagine myself as a real girl driving this truck. I can smell my perfume in the air and close my eyes, inhaling the wonderful scent. I've got to get going. No one is out and most lights are off as I back out and head to the bar. It's about 30 minutes on the highway and I just act like any woman as cars pass. The local streets have stoplights and I hit a few but just look straight ahead not to attract attention. I'm finally here and pull up to the valet. I get out with the truck running, grab my purse, and take off my coat and he just takes my name. Rachel, got it? He smiles at me as he pulls away. A nice big man opens the door for me and I smile at him as I enter. I pay the entry fee and slip into the bar area. I don't want to watch any tranny shows so I just go to the bar. The place is already hopping as I saunter over to the bar. Good. There is a stool available. I sit carefully to show off my legs and the cute bartender asks me what I would like to drink. I told him a gin and tonic and he winked. He had the drink to me in seconds and I turned and watched the girls dancing on the stage and guys hitting on other girls. I wanted that so much. The girl next to me saw my press-on nails and told me she could fix them right. She had real tits and knowing she was TS rocked my world. She was absolutely beautiful. I got wet as we chatted. She held my hands, caressed my fingers and made me feel oh so ladylike. We chatted some more and told me I should stroll out and meet some of the guys. I would really have a good time tonight. I took her advice and got up and walked over to a bunch of girls just chatting. I swayed to the music with these girls when I felt an arm slide up my back and a person come close to me. It was a guy. He was kinda short and smiled at me as I turned. He told me he was James and from then on for the next hour he rubbed my back, pulled me to him, touched my fake breasts more than once and even copped a quick kiss when I turned to see something in the bar. Overall, he was okay but a real pain. I had to blow him off quick. He seemed to be a real player here and I didn't want to be played. He lost interest after I ignored him and he left. Then I caught a glance from another guy across the bar. He smiled and I smiled back as he came over to me. He was a nice-looking guy. I could feel him come behind me and touch my shoulder. I almost fainted. He was truly making me feel like a real woman. He pulled me close to him as I gazed up to his blue eyes. I was lost for a moment and felt like I was putty in his arms. Holy cow, I was caught off guard by someone wanting me. I pulled myself together and acted shy while he pulled me close to him. He lowered his face to mine and gave me a quick kiss. Oh my God, I was already hot and he put me over the edge. I finally gave in and looked at him. He smiled and then planted a kiss on my lips. Wow, I never expected that. He pulled back and smiled and I smiled back at him. My heart was pounding. I wasn't ready for a real kiss. It was everything a real girl would ever want. His lips were soft, so luscious, and he didn't invade me like most guys, but sweetly pressed his lip to mine and I met his lips with passion, pressing together and letting my lips open slightly as I felt his tongue press softly against me. I opened my lips and felt his soft tongue gently lick my lips, then my front teeth and then slip in further. I responded by sucking on him and pulling him closer to me. Oh my god, was he hot and making me even hotter. I was so wet under my panties, hoping he was my date for the night. We sucked face for what seemed like hours when he finally pulled away. I was so hot and wanted to pull myself together. He helped me to the bathroom and I did my business in one of the stalls, then stood in front of the mirror with 2 other TVs or CDs putting on fresh coats of lipstick. I could hear giggles in the stalls and saw 2 sets of legs in there and didn't want to push any further. The ladies' room was off limits to guys, so we had kind of a pact. We take care of our own in the folds of the ladies' room, if you know what I mean. Real girls and other girls like me. I adjusted my panties and fixed my lipstick. Luckily, I put a panty liner in my panties knowing I would be wet down there if I got excited. I had to throw the wet one away when I did my business and stuck another one inside the panties. I always carry a few extra in my purse if I get too wet. I loved how slick the lipstick was and how shiny my lips looked with lip gloss. I gave myself a little smile and smiled at the other girls as I flipped my hair and opened the ladies' room door. I felt wonderful and so like a real woman. My beau was waiting as I took his arm. He walked me to our table and sat me down as I saw another drink in front of me. I was really buzzed right now and only sipped the drink as held me, pulled me to him, kissed me and basically felt me all over. Of course I didn't resist, and after copious amounts of groping, sucking and feeling all my parts, he finally pulled back and I took a breather. I looked at him between breaths and wanted more, but realized I had to go home tonight. I wanted him so badly, but I really had to get home. My wife would be coming home tomorrow night and I had to make sure everything was cleaned up and in its proper place. I had to go. I couldn't be his girl tonight. I knew he wanted more and I could wind up being fucked or even hurt or killed. This was making me a bit nervous. I had responsibilities, a dog to take care of and a wife. I was a TV just having fun. I made up some lame excuse that I had to get home and gave him a final sexy kiss. I stood up, walked to the door, retrieved my coat and gave the valet my ticket. I stood there cold while I waited. The valet took my ticket and said I should wait until it was warmer. I smiled at him and pulled my coat closer to me. My truck pulled up and I was escorted to my car. I tipped my escort and closed the door. I was freezing even with the heat on. My silky legs were feeling the cold and I felt a cold rush under my panties. Wow, women sure have to go through a lot to be sexy. Okay. I'm in my truck and feel kind of buzzed. I didn't have a lot but feel like I've had way too many. I counted 2 in the bar and 2 at home. I should be feeling as straight as an arrow. Problem is I feel very woozy. I have to get home, and now. I pull out of the lot and make sure I can drive. No problems with the lights. I enter the freeway, merge with traffic and I'm almost home free. The cold air was helping me focus. I'm driving in my sexy pink skirt, white silky top, sheer hose and heels, happy as a lark, knowing I'll be home safe and sound soon. I turn on to the freeway. Almost there. I merge with traffic and make sure I'm in the rightmost lane to avoid fast traffic and jerks. Okay. Everything is cool. I go along feeling my hair brush my face as I flick it back now and then just like a girl. I was driving by an exit ramp and saw a dark image sticking out into the road. All of a sudden I heard a huge noise and the glass breaking and shattering into little pieces all over the inside and on me. I held the wheel tightly and let the truck slow down to see what happened. I had no power and the truck finally slowed and I guided it to the side of the road. I tried to start the engine but was locked down. Here I sat on the side of the road with a dead engine, not knowing how much damage was done. What had just happened? Did I hit an animal or a person? Did I kill anyone? All sorts of things were going through my mind. I was stuck here and couldn't get my truck started. Oh shit. A cop will surely be here soon. I can't be seen dressed like this. And if I go to jail, I'll be a laughingstock. I quickly pulled off my skirt and top, bra too, and threw them in the back seat. I tossed my breast forms in the back seat too with my purse and heels. Luckily, I had a longer coat to cover my panties. I wiped off as much makeup as I could and left the panties on. Okay. I'm okay. If a cop comes up, it was the other guy's fault. He had no lights on and I wasn't swerving. Whatever I hit was in the road. It had to be a car. I should be all right. I sat there for seemed like hours. I saw some lights behind me and felt very uneasy. A cop came up to the passenger side window and shined a light at me. He asked me how much I had to drink. I was sober as a judge right now, from all the adrenaline pumping through me. I answered all his questions and he told me to go sit in the back seat of his car. I was too pumped to even feel the cold air as I got in his warm car. He proceeded to take a bag and pack up my things I threw in the back seat along with the contents of my glove box. He set the bag in the car next to me and got in the vehicle. He told me he found everything but couldn't find one of the nipples from one of my breast forms. He chuckled, but I was too amped up to even care. He asked me if I knew what happened and I told him I thought I hit a car or something and that whatever it was, there were no lights. He proceeded to tell me they were notified of the same truck without any lights on the freeway sticking out into traffic. It broke down and the police were worried that it would cause an accident. Well, it did, and I was the unlucky party. Here I was trying to be safe driving in the far right lane and look what happened. He took time writing up the accident and I thought for sure I was going to jail. He never once said anything about drinking or drugs, and when he was done he gave me the report. I wasn't charged with anything. Oh my God, I am the luckiest person in the world. He told me my car would be towed and I would have to make arrangements to get it tomorrow. He said he would drive me home. I still thought I would be charged for impaired driving or something, but this guy may have felt sorry for me and let me off. In any case, no jail and no charges. Phew, was I ever lucky tonight. He pulled into my driveway and it was now around 2 a.m. and no neighbors were up. I opened the garage door and got away from the cold wind as he set the bag on the floor. I went to shake his hand and he smiled. He pointed to my hand and I had been cut by some of the glass and had blood on my wrist and hand. I never knew. It didn't hurt. It was just a scratch too, but he didn't want to touch blood. I completely understood. He just smiled again as he walked back to his cruiser. He probably thought I was going to be in deep trouble with my wife having to explain how I was dressed and about the accident. I'm sure I would be the topic of discussion back at the police station tonight. I took off the coat and shook out glass that ended up in the pockets. I even had glass in my panties. I just left the stuff in the garage and went inside. All I wanted to do was go to sleep. The adrenaline rush was wearing off. I washed my face and hopped in bed, almost falling asleep before my head hit the pillow. I woke up with the dog licking me. My mouth was dry and I felt like shit. I then remembered the accident and almost got sick. What if I killed someone? What if I was killed? All sorts of scenarios were running through my brain. I let the dog out and made some coffee to wake up. I just sat there and looked out of the window, not believing I didn't get in trouble last night. I read the accident report and it didn't mention anything about alcohol and nothing about charges or fines. I reread it over and over and felt better knowing I was in the clear. The bedroom was a mess and it took an hour to clean up my clothes and put away all the makeup. I even wiped the counters and my wife's vanity and vacuumed the bedroom to cover up my heel prints. I stored all my things back in their hiding places and did another once through to make sure everything was back in place. My wife is totally anal and she can tell immediately if anything is out of order. Oh shit, my stuff in the garage. As I walked through the breezeway, I felt glass on the floor. I turned the light on and small pieces reflected back. I looked in the kitchen and saw some on the floor. I'd have to vacuum everything so I wouldn't leave any evidence behind. I unpacked the bag and separated out my things. Yep, no nipple on one of the forms and it wasn't in the bag. No biggie. I threw the bag in the garbage and brought in my clothes. I made sure the coat didn't have any glass left in the pockets and that there was none in my clothes either. I put my things in a plastic bag and hid the bag downstairs. I'd pack the things away later. I just wasted time all day still not believing I was in an accident, but most importantly that I didn't hurt anyone and that I wasn't hurt. My wife totally believed the casino bit and read the accident report a few times to see if she could find anything about alcohol. She finally hugged me and was relieved that I wasn't hurt. So the next time you go out, make sure to have some male clothes to change into, a makeup remover towel and a bag for your things if you ever have an accident or get pulled over. I sure will next time I venture out as Rachel.